same person in every movie.
No.
You can say that he does the same facial shit in every single movie, but like there's something he brings something different to every performance, whether it's good or it's bad.
I can't disagree
you're always in
with that. I hit record a couple seconds ago. We're talking about Nicolas Cage. Welcome to WMFB. This is Armando, who I've known for a long time, who has been on the show before, but I feel like, yeah, now you have figured out what's going on. In fact, I will add the red circle just since we're talking about being clear on Discord, but we're talking about Nicolas Cage. And
Nicolas Cage.
Have you ever seen or even heard of a movie called Mandy? With Nicolas Cage? Because
yes, I think I read something about that movie. Is it?
It might be the only Nicolas Cage, and I don't know if I want to say I can take it seriously, and I don't even know if I want to say it's a good performance, but it's an insane movie.
I'm bad with names. I'm gonna don't mind me. I'm looking up what the movie is. Mandy, like Mandy.
Mandy. I think it is directed by a guy named Cosmos.
It was in 2018, so I did not see it.
Yeah, not Yorgos Lanthimos. Wow, I should probably not start saying like Greek names, but
director is Panos Cosmatos.
Yeah, no, some guy named Cosmos is what I said.
Cosmatos, I think it's how you say it.
Man, he also directed an episode of Guillermo del Toro's like Cabinet of Curiosities, maybe on Netflix. Does that?
I can never say that director's name.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
See? I'm not sure if that's 100% correct.
My mother's rolling in her grave as I try to pronounce this fucking man's name. My grandmother's looking down at me, like shaking her head. I did not see this movie.
It's intense. It's really, really good. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really want to say too much about it, but I highly recommend it. Yeah, I almost like, it's one of the few movies that I just, because like, you know, a lot of times when you're talking to someone and they're like, you know, go ahead and tell me what the movie's about. I don't know if I'll ever watch it. And usually that's the wavelength I'm on. I'm like, you know, whatever. This is what the movie's about. But like, I really,
that's how I feel about TV shows.
If you ever watch this movie, I do want you to be like surprised at every single thing that happens in it, because it's the kind of movie, which I think is rare, where every single thing, every scene that happens, something surprising happens. And it's, I don't know, like, it's like, maybe this is where I've been heading. Maybe this is the one role that Nick Cage was meant to play, and it just fucking works. Maybe this is the most Nick Cage movie, because at a similar time, around the same time, he did a movie called The Color Out of Space, which had an extremely similar vibe, but his performance is just such baboonery in that movie that like I do think it detracts from that movie. And so yeah, like what's interesting about these two movies is, yeah, they happen at very similar times. They have this very similar like pre-2020 like neon pink like synthesizer vibe going on, like this 10-year 1998 vibe going on, and 20 years after 1998. But yeah, in one of, and he may even be playing the exact same character, because, well, I don't know. I guess you do. He really does. Yeah, he doesn't really give the same performance twice, but they really are all Nick Cage.
They're all Nick Cage.
That's not saying anything.
But it's different than when we're. Let's think of another actor who, like, you see him, it's him. You know what I mean? Like it no matter what role, like The Rock.
The Rock, sure.
All right, like
Brad Pitt,
Louis
Dupontelec.
Even Brad Pitt, he had his at least his stages where he like,
man.
Shoot, look at Brad Pitt go. You know what I mean? Like, but like, Jack Black.
Okay, sure.
All right, like even when Jack Black was on The Mandalorian,
he was
freaking Jack Black. Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, there's no way he'll ever not be Jack Black.
Yeah, he's always Jack Black.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's like, yeah, you'll
even
get a Nicolas Cage
Bowser.
movie.
Like,
yeah,
you can't get away from it being Jack Black.
You can't get away from it. But like, yeah, maybe you see a movie, you're seeing Nicolas Cage, but you could be seeing a manic Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and I think that I think that while a lot of blame gets on the actors, I think that directors need to direct, and I think that you can always tell when he is being properly directed, or when somebody's just like, "Fucking go for it, dude." Think about him in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, okay.
Think about him in Kick-Ass. It was very different.
I should probably that was he was doing Adam West kinda, right?
He drew inspiration. His Big Daddy character. He drew inspiration.
I have forgotten about that movie.
Phenomenal character. And you know what? It was Nicolas Cage if he was heavily medicated. Nicolas Cage never got an acting role. Fell in love with a woman, had a kid, just worked his way up from being a bagger to mid-management at a supermarket. That's Nicolas Cage. Never did drugs, didn't drink, paid his taxes on time. It's Nicolas Cage, responsible Nicolas Cage. And you'll never see that. You'll never see responsible Nicolas Cage in any other movie. And that's what made that character. Anybody could have played that character, but it wouldn't have been acting.
Was he called Big Daddy?
Big Daddy. And he was stoic. He was dry. He would just, okay then. He was just so like, he was the straight man. Nicolas Cage was the straight man on a show that character could have been played by Jason Bateman, right?
Yep.
Jason Bateman wouldn't have needed to act. Put him in that costume, put him in there. He's Big Daddy. The fact that Nicolas Cage was able to, and there's still that insanity of Nick Cage because you can see he's so restrained in this. Like, what the fuck?
You know what? I'm finding it really hard to disagree with you. He really does always put on a unique performance.
Think about the ass grab in Face Off. Needless scene.
There's an ass grab?
Needless scene. There's a horrible ass grab.
I saw this movie once and I recalled boats.
The movie does not hold up. The movie would not be made. It's a great. It's a great movie. It's not a great movie, but I
didn't think it was.
It was a fun ride for the time, but now watching it with the older men coming on the younger girls and stuff like that, it does not hold up.
There's some
there's a lot of it. And the scene that with the ass grabbing.
Oh, there's ass grabbing. Okay, yeah.
And it's when Nicolas Cage's character is dressed up like a priest. And it's Castor Troy, and he's walking through the spot, and there's a choir of young girls singing in like a hotel lobby or something like that, right? And he's dressed like a priest.
Oh boy!
And he walks up behind next to him, and he starts singing, and he starts doing this thing. Then he does the most horrifying face as he grabs this young girl on the butt. I'm not gonna do it.
You're not going to do the Nicolas Cage face?
I'm not going to do the Nicolas Cage because it's going to get screenshotted, but it's a horrible thing. And it's haunting. And that's the moment where John Woo should have been like, I forgot who directed that shit.
I think it was John Woo.
He should have been like, hey, whoa, can we do this over again?
Style this back?
Bring it back there.
I wonder if I guess I don't want to have Googled Nicolas Cage ass grab face screenshot. I guess I don't want that in my search history.
You can always Nicolas Cage as priest.
I've already said it out loud. It may as well be in my. Do you think if I type it into like the Discord GIF, there's gonna just be a fucking GIF right here?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, for sure. I'm going to go and try to do that right now.
Cage priest.
Caster.
Oh my god, it's this. It's not this. It is not that.
Well, he does. Yep, that is exactly it. That is exactly the thing. And that he does what I did after what you did was what he does like 30 seconds before he does it. So the priest comes out, he does that thing in front of all the girls singing. Then he walks over, he sings with them, grabs it in the butt and makes that horrifying face.
That's
face
off.
And the director wasn't like, bro. But
I'm not sure if I want to keep asking questions about this, but was it some kind of distraction that he was grabbing the butt, or was it just like, I can't resist?
It was literally, I can't resist. The character itself, Castor Troy,
is the villain. Is the
villain.
That guy, that Scientologist.
Impulse control. And he's supposed to basically be like the Joker without face makeup. Is how the movie kind of portrayed him, right? So like he was like a guy who just wanted chaos. It wasn't even about being rich and famous or whatever else. And if he liked something, he took it. Like there's a whole scene where he meets up with his brother after he gets out of jail, and his brother comes out of a limo and he has this box and he opens it up and there's these 2 fancy guns and a vial of mescaline, some rolling papers and weed and a bunch of condoms, and the guy's just like, oh yeah. And it's that movie. It was a movie that was made in the 90s when MTV was really popular. And oh dude, yeah. And remember, Face Off was just a direct ripoff of another movie. I believe a Japanese movie. I could be wrong. They did it. I don't know which one did it better. This one had Nicolas Cage. This one had to do, and so as horrible as this movie is, you can literally see how okay an actor Nicolas Cage is, because half of the movie is Nicolas Cage playing Castor Troy. And then the other half of the movie is Nicolas Cage playing, I think, John Archer or John Angel or some shit, right?
Right.
Which is like a good guy, who's like that's the whole premise. The
faces, yeah. For anyone unfamiliar with this piece of nonsense, which I can't believe I saw once when I was drunk in 2002 or something, and
you're remembering,
it really deserves. I'll tell you what, I am clearly not familiar enough with Nicolas Cage's work to even be commenting on his career or performances, because
you cannot like Nicolas Cage. But the fact that you actually have an opinion.
How is this GIF a real thing of him grabbing
and nobody uses it
ass?
enough? And look, you can see the girl's head at the top of the girl's head in the screen.
Yep, I can. Head. Yep.
And it's horrifying because the girl is all like what happened?
At this, Jesus Christ!
No, you shouldn't.
No,
you shouldn't. But this is one of those times it shows when a director should go, okay, Nick, bring it back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
he was throwing everything he had into that face.
What can make you hate this character? This dude. If there was a puppy on the stage, he would have kicked it.
This 3-second GIF is changing my mind about Nick Cage as an actor.
I don't know why he's not in more DC and Marvel shit. I don't know how he's.
Man, yeah, he is probably. I wonder if he has intentionally avoided that, or if he is just hard to work with. Or
looking at the way the man has dressed.
Well, I mean, I guess he's Spider-Man now.
Look at the way the man has dressed in the past 30 years. He's an interesting cat.
Yeah,
the girlfriends and the wives he had, and just
did he buy a haunted mansion and some dinosaur bones?
Or
like a pyramid?
Sure.
Does he own a pyramid? Sure.
Say anything. It's Nicolas Cage. Sure. Like he makes a lot of money and then he spends it all. And then he makes 45 movies so he can make money to spend it all. Like he doesn't care. And I respect that. You know what I mean?
Respect that. I gotta give not giving a fuck. And you can, and like,
what's the guy's freaking name? The Scientologist who thinks he knows everything in the world.
His performances are half not giving a fuck and half giving so much of a complete fuck at the same time.
Fuck.
Tom
but
Cruise,
he creates a new fuck. Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Or John
It's like,
Travolta.
no,
Are we not talking about
both.
Face Off? Yeah.
But more the first, like, because
Tom Cruise has a lot of
I'd
performance.
rather
Charisma.
a star who is just like, look, I'm doing this for the fucking money. This is who I
Right.
am, yada yada yada. Than
Yeah.
somebody who's gonna like look at me and be like, you're a bad person because you don't, you're not this. You know what I mean?
Because
And like,
I have a church and I'm going to tell you about my bullshit.
Yeah, it's
that's another thing that I think people should grow out of, that I'm amazed people don't grow out of.
hey, remember the time in
Well, let me
America
tell
where
you
we
about
didn't
my
like
bullshit.
rich people telling us how to live? Go figure. Remember the time in America where if somebody had a private island, they were spooky and wrong? Hey, what happened?
Wait, that was a time in America?
Dude, there was a time in America when rich people.
I think we generally did agree upon that at one point. I thought,
Like we didn't like
but
rich
you know,
people.
but I think we also kind of thought it was because that was fiction. At one point, we were kind of like, well, that's not even real.
But we don't
I
have
mean,
like, and in no way am I saying that the Rockefellers or anybody like that were good.
Sure.
I'm not saying they were good
Right.
or bad, but
No.
I'm saying there was a time in America when we didn't like rich people to the point where some rich people went, here's a shit ton of money. I'm going to give you guys a railroad from here to here.
Yeah.
like we're going to do all this shit. Like, hey, I made an airplane.
What's
like,
up,
hey,
T1DG?
you guys like this stuff? We're doing it for you guys. Don't kill us. You know what I mean? And like, those guys were okay for the most part, kind of. But like, now it's just like, we bought 730 acres of land and we're building underground bunkers and we're buying up lakes and buying up mountains and islands, and I'm not even going into everything else, but that's all okay. But we're getting mad that more people are coming into the fucking country. But like, have you ever driven across the country? I have.
Not recently.
The amount of land is ridiculous that we have, and everybody just wants to live in like 6 spots. It's like,
well, I mean, that is deranged.
why?
And
because of work. That idea worked like 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Like now everybody does work like, like online and stuff like that. Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Could be. A lot more people could be.
Why is everybody driving into the office to do stuff that they could do?
I hate to break it to you, T1BG. This is about to become a seriously anti-billionaire fucking session.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody I'm sorry.
He is absolutely joking. He's doing a Britney Spears saying, "Leave the billionaires alone." Not a
that
Britney
guy
Spears.
was right.
Yeah, he was. That guy was right. Chris Crocker was fucking right.
Everybody made fun of that guy.
Yes, for years.
Including me.
For decades.
And that guy was fucking right.
That guy was fucking
Whether
right.
he was doing it for the lols or whatever else, he was right. Dude, Cat Williams was right. Anybody who disagrees with that, I hate them.
I believe. Well, I'm not totally familiar with anything that Cat Williams said, but I do feel like I have. I feel like someone. I feel like I have heard someone say Cat Williams was right before.
It's insane the amount of stuff that he has said throughout about Hollywood and the reason why he doesn't have a lot of money, and the reason why he's not a Kevin Hart and everything else. Okay. And like everybody for years, he's just a hater, right? And guess what? He's a proud hater. But he's an educated hater, and he actually, no matter how much crack he smokes, and no matter how many times he punches little kids, he's an educated man, and he knew a bunch of shit.
Punching
and he
little
called
kids
it all out.
I generally frown upon that type of behavior. But I don't know why I feel like I'm obligated to say that.
I don't condone hitting kids.
Absolutely, obviously, we don't even need to say this.
he got into a brawl with a middle schooler.
Okay.
And lost.
Oh dear.
Cat Williams is like shorter than me.
Well, good. I mean, generally that's if I see someone having a fight with school children, I do hope that they're about to lose.
Nobody had to step in.
Lately, and that's
nobody had to step in.
Right.
He was humbled by like a 12-year-old.
Sorry, Cat Williams. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he was. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Nonetheless, he was right about great.
He was
sure. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he said a lot of things about Hollywood that.
Yeah. And he said a bunch of crazy stuff too. Don't think I support everything that Cat Williams says. Yeah. I don't. But no, I mean, I don't support everything
anybody says. I do not support. To be very clear for the record, I do not support anything anybody says.
Yeah, I don't support
myself.
I don't support a goddamn thing other than like just being
Yeah.
equal and all right to each other. Other than that, I don't like the rich.
I strongly support
I don't care how you
agriculture.
made it either. I don't
Yeah.
like the rich.
Um, yeah. I mean, I would love to say that I support systemic change, but at this point, it's like, what could we even do? It just, I don't even know. I support agriculture. I support
You know what?
minding your
I
business
support-
and growing food.
I support solar
this point,
flares
yeah.
that
Oh.
destroy all the technology on the planet for the next 40 years.
If we could, if we could erase every hard drive without, killing everyone, that would be. That really would, like, and it's awful that's a stupid solution. It's a Watchmen solution, but like,
I don't understand why we got all these crazy hackers and shit. Just make money irrelevant.
Yeah.
Take all the money and just
at this point there has to be a squash. In World of Warcraft, it got out of control. Certain people had control of the economy. Some people had just billions and billions of dollars. So the moderators came by and they said, okay, everyone has $1,000. Fuck you.
My buddy, group of buddies of I, we had a Dungeons and Dragons game for the longest time, and it was called The Leveling, and it almost became something that we wrote and did and all that other stuff. But people grow up and people change, people go their own ways.
Are you talking about a from scratch writing a role playing game?
Yeah,
great. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was.
I want to do this someday.
It was a great idea. It was a great campaign, and the campaign grew into something that was more than Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I mean? And it honestly would have made a great graphic novel or something like that. And there's since the game's been done, because this game happened when I was like 17. You know what I mean? Since the game has been done, there's been a lot of things that have shown similarities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's cool, but it's the whole idea is that once, and it's a simple idea, it's a simple concept. It's happened throughout history so many times. It's the idea of the scales, going to one side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you need to have that leveling,
a breaking and rebalancing.
You know what I mean? And you gotta have group A and group B and stuff like that. But everybody needs to have this one chance, this one time to have an even playing field. And once there's an even playing field,
man, an even playing
that's
field
when the real change happens.
Yeah, I do not feel like I have ever been on an even playing field, and I am an extremely privileged person. Like, I
try not to throw it out. We live in Connecticut, and I think that you and I are a good example of the differences in Connecticut. You know what I mean? And it's like, I was born in a very rough situation, and I was lucky enough to get adopted, got out, and was still not given like a silver spoon in my mouth, but sure. I was given an opportunity to be out of a situation, which is a beautiful thing. And you and I lived 30 minutes from each other.
Sure.
Right. And
center of the universe, Newtown, Connecticut.
When my family moved to Newtown from where we moved from, it was night and day. And that's when me as a child, I realized, the differences in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? I
had no idea.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard for me to hear people complain about their surroundings, but I've grown to realize that everybody's life experience is so amazingly different.
Yeah. And
you can't really look at people and go, they live in a crazy mansion in a gated community. Their life must be great. Cause I know enough horror stories. The case.
Yeah.
I know enough horror stories from friends that I had. And when I moved to Newtown, I had friends who, they didn't see their parents, and they lived in crazy mansions, in-ground heated pools in the 90s, and insane areas shit. That you would, most people would see on TV and go, "Well, man, where the hell do these people live?" Newtown. These people would live in Newtown. But in the same town in the 90s, then you'd have people.
The houses I saw.
Yeah, but in the same town, you have people who are living in old
actual
abandoned.
poverty. Yeah,
Yeah, like they're living
like
one of my closest friends lived in a cabin that was abandoned in the woods,
okay,
and it still had electricity, it still had heat, and family lived there, and they lived there just so the kid can go to school there, and you know what I mean. And this was in the same town that when everybody started driving, kids were literally in the 90s coming to school in Porsches.
Yeah. Oh my God. There were
Porsches.
fucking rich kids at our school. There were fucking rich people in that. Jesus Christ.
You know,
yeah.
and you know, nobody had that equal start, and that's life, baby. You know what I mean? That's the way.
Yeah, that's
the way
not.
it is.
Yeah, I mean
that's life. You know what I mean?
We're not even talking about. Yeah, we're just. Yeah, we're talking about inequity. We're not even talking about the dark shit. But like, yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, that's life. I mean, that's shit. That's what we all have to deal with. That very basically, that's fine. Like if that was the worst we all have to deal with, basically, is what I'm saying. Then,
but we all got to realize that.
Yeah,
and we all got to take a moment
from different perspectives.
Help that person next to you deal with their fucking life.
And you know what? And honestly, it's like, and I hate to. I'm just so repetitive at this point, but I feel like if any two people in the world sat down and had this conversation, they would come to this conclusion. But like, we are so fractured and no one talks to anyone, and like no one will ever talk to anyone, especially because they have some fucking flag on their shirt.
But I think that's something that we as a culture of Americans were taught since we were children. Like,
mind your business, shut up. Yeah.
Think about flag. No, even think about flag
flags.
Day. You know what I mean? Think about clusters at school.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
in the competition. Yeah. Those guys are the enemy.
We're literally taught flag football, all that shit.
Lord of the Flags. Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. Like, seriously, at school.
The American culture
that cluster is your enemy.
Yeah, like we are just several steps away from Lord of the Flies.
Well,
you know what I mean? There's studies that happened like during Operation Desert Storm.
If there was so just no electricity somewhere, that's exactly what would happen for an extended period of time. If anywhere got cut off, but it would. I can't even imagine.
I don't know if it was Desert Storm or there was some military operations, a war campaign. That's the way to say it. A campaign that happened in the Middle East.
Sure.
And the American government military got worried because there was an abnormal number of headshots against the enemies. And the military spent a lot of money trying to figure out what was going on. Americans are naturally better shooters than other countries. And so these people who are like from the Midwest, these people who are, it doesn't matter where you're from in America, like they've been playing these games, they're conditioned to be freaking headshot experts.
From playing Call of Duty?
Playing Call of Duty. It's a culture that is from our inception, if you think about it, from our inception.
We're taught to shoot people in the head. We are.
Shoot people in the fucking head. Because America was one of the first.
Immediately.
America was one of the first countries to start shooting at the generals on combat, and that's what would freak out the British. Okay. So their guys were going around doing orders, and we were freaking marking.
Shoot at that guy.
Like, I don't know where I'm going with any of this.
I don't. Yeah, it becomes
coffee. But like Nicolas Cage, I gotta get told.
You got more Nicolas Cage stuff to talk? All right, good. We'll get back to the Nicolas Cage opinion. Man, I've had enough of coffee. I've had enough coffee. I should probably put the cream back into the fridge, but I'm dedicated. Exploded it, Ed. I was thinking about asking you if you ever wanted to come and be on a podcast, either on a regular basis or just to chat about what's going on. I am like, our country is full of guns, and our countrymen may or may not be. I don't know. I mean, of course, like I come from here, so I don't know what's extreme or what isn't. There are a lot of guns here. But yeah, I was talking about I have now become committed to not turning off the recording until whatever I've recorded is completed, because it is because I refuse to edit anything. I was also thinking maybe I should go and get a job down at my local theater. I wonder if I could get a job down there, and like if they could give me some kind of job where I could stay seated most of the time and be off my feet, because I still have my legs are permanently shitified. If I could get a wheelchair job at the theater, that like I wouldn't mind going to see a movie from time to time. I haven't seen a movie since 2019. Yeah, I don't know if I finished the thought, but I have creamer that I would like to put into the refrigerator, but I refuse to stop recording, and we need to find out more. We need to finish our thoughts about Nicolas Cage. So do you have a Nicolas Cage thesis or closing argument?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I think that if you go into a Nicolas Cage movie,
yeah,
thinking that he's going to do a good or a bad job, you're going to be disappointed. And I think that's what makes Nicolas Cage such an interesting dude. You know what I mean? It's like when your mom makes you like that your favorite meal, right?
Okay.
But like, you know, she doesn't have a recipe written down or anything. She's doing it from memory. So sometimes maybe she'll put a little bit extra of this, or maybe a little of this. It doesn't make the meal bad. It makes it a little different. It's still that meal that you can enjoy.
I have a friend who told me a story one time that his mom would make him. She had a meatloaf recipe. She had a very just, he loved his mom's meatloaf. She would make him meatloaf all the time. And she made, one day she was like, I'm making meatloaf, and, you were very excited because you like it a lot. And he was like, yeah, hooray, I'm going to eat the meatloaf. I'm so excited to eat it. And she normally, upon finishing the meatloaf, she would sprinkle oregano on top of the meatloaf as it was, finishing cooking. And on this particular day, she had accidentally grabbed spearmint and sprinkled that on top of the meatloaf. And my friend found this meatloaf to be extremely strange, and that's how I feel a Nicolas Cage movie is like.
You know what? I like that. I like that.
Okay. That's my Nick Cage thesis.
And you know what? Somebody would have liked that meatloaf. Somebody out there would have liked that meatloaf.
Oh yeah.
There's people out there who like Sambuca. So there's somebody who's gonna like that meatloaf.
I mean, that's licorice, right?
Yeah, black licorice.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You're not too sure?
I am not a fan.
Oh, okay.
I am not a fan of
that's
the
very
anise.
Specific. Anise is very. That's a very specific flavor. I like it, and I like eating I'll eat a raw fanook. You ever heard the term fanook?
I've heard it called to people, and it's usually like a bad connotation.
Oh no, Italian people?
Yeah, like they would be saying it like. I don't 100% know what that means, but like I've heard that
it means the licorice bulb. To my knowledge, I was told that the anise bulb is called.
I could be wrong, but I've watched The Sopranos.
I've not. Should I?
And I'm pretty sure people go, oh, that fanook over there. I don't know what that means. Oh my god, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I really hope we're not discovering.
I hope it's just a ball of anise.
I think that's what it. Anyway, I do. Yeah, it's like cilantro. Some people are just, and I if you don't like licorice, I mean. It's a sharp taste.
And I'm okay with cilantro.
It's one of those like classic.
I should like it more.
It's like in Europe before they got sugar, they had all this weird shit for candy, like rose water and anise and yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sugar is pretty cool, but we probably would be better off without having discovered it for 1,000 reasons. Yo, can I let me shout out my boys T1BG and Exploded Ed. Nice to have you guys here in the morning. I've been trying to get back to streaming. Armando, nice to have you here. Like I said, I've been making a podcast, and you were on it a long time ago, but maybe officially. And we've talked about it one or two times because I talked about how much I would like to actually have people record here in my house with me. But anyway, nice to have you on to talk about Nick Cage. And yeah, man.
Give him a chance.
I will. I mean, I think Mandy is like, I think Mandy is just somehow the role he was born to play, and I think you should really watch it. I don't know what it's stream that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem on Paramount Plus, but Mandy is so fucked. It is a horror movie. It is deranged. There's hard stuff in it, but he is just on. This is like, yeah. It is. This is when I told you I didn't want to spoil it. I'm going to tell you that it is about a man on a rampage, and
he
is perfect. He is fucking.
Yeah, I mean, it seems though it makes sense. I don't understand how Nicolas Cage isn't in more scary-ish movies.
Yeah, I mean that one. Yeah, and the other notable horror movie is The Color Out of Space, in which he has just a bonkers performance. And yeah, for some of you guys, it would be hard to get into, in the studio, but like, Armando and some of the other people around here don't have as many excuses. Well, it's me. I haven't invited, like, I barely invite people over because I used to have people over like all the time, and, society fell apart, and I'm kind of only really barely a year, not even a year of really trying to be social. Like I sort of reached out and started connecting to people like early last year on the internet, but like only over this past winter. I tried to go to one party like at Christmas, and I'm trying to be social. So anyway, I don't know what any of that has to do with Nick Cage or anything else, but
I don't try to be social. I enjoy being at home, and
I get invited to things. You like playing social video games.
I like playing social video games from the comfort of my own home.
Right. But that's an exactly. I guess, and I don't know. I don't know why I feel like, but I do. I would like to, maybe I just feel like I would like to have the experience of just trying to record and not have to worry about multiple, audio sources and balancing and stuff, and just like put a microphone down and record with someone and be like, okay, we did it here. I don't know. There's like, I've never had an in-studio experience really.
What was the name of that show on Netflix? It's a animated series. It's amazing, and it's about a guy doing interviews with people.
Unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, I don't. Again, this is one of those things I just feel obligated to say. That show is called The Midnight Gospel. It's made by a guy named Duncan Trussell, who is very much in Joe Rogan's inner circle, and is a big, maybe not a big fan of Peter Thiel, but is like among those billionaire guys that has vouched for Peter Thiel and done stuff like that. And his show is fucking amazing and like important, I would almost say. The Midnight Gospel is incredible. So I'm very conflicted, I guess is what I'm saying.
It broke my heart.
It broke my heart to learn these things about that.
That's
guy.
Too bad. Because that show, as I think that show is important.
Yeah.
Really I don't want to talk about it anymore then.
Yeah. I guess it's hard to, we are in an age where this is the type of shit that, because that's, and I mean, a lot of people, it's weird when it actually happens to you, because you can so make fun of somebody that like has a favorite actor, and then that actor turns out to be a shitbag, and then you're like, well, who gives a shit about some actor, But like, I do like think that the things that he was saying on that show were important and really helpful and like good. So like this has actually broken. Like I actually don't know how to approach Duncan Trussell.
I watched that at an important moment of my life.
Really good show. I have to still, but I don't recommend
fucking
it,
shame.
and maybe
But
I
I won't
should.
recommend it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about. Yeah,
I don't want to.
so
I don't want
Ninja
to be
Turtles.
someone. Ninja Turtles rules. I really like the Mutant Mayhem, the more recent movie. It's I wouldn't even really say it's similar to the vibe of Spider-Verse, but it is the animation is experimental in a kind of way that is it shares vibes with Spider-Verse. Like it has that kind of it has a different look. It has a unique
Are they
look.
slimmed up?
No.
Okay.
If anything,
I don't
they're
like the
squatted.
Ninja Turtles.
If anything, they're
Okay.
squatted down. I think they
I
are
don't like it when
and
the turtles go too humanoid.
yeah, and there's lots of animal mutants that are really like more animal. Like yeah, I really like the Bebop and Rocksteady in this movie,
Cool.
and they're
I love
really
those guys. I love those guys. Who's your favorite bad guy in Ninja Turtles in general? And I'm involving cartoons, movies, comics, video games. Favorite bad guy.
I like
Interpretation.
Oh man, I almost feel like I need to say something before I reveal.
I know you were more of a Transformers guy.
Well, I do have a favorite Ninja Turtles adversary, and it's the Rat King, which I was laughing because we did a lot of Rat King talk this previous year. But I really like him as a medium threat. You know, like he's not gonna come and fuck them up or anything, but he's not on their side, and
Yeah. I dig that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Exploded Ed, you think that there is a new TMT movie this year? We were talking about The Last Ronin and whether or not they were ever going to make it. And I've also...
interpretation.
I don't pay attention to any kind of news or trailers or announcements anymore, so I don't know what's coming out. So is that... Or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe... I don't even know what the question is, but if there is a new TMNT movie coming out,
They're working on The Last Ronin, but I don't know if they're working on it as a video game or as an animated series.
Yeah, I feel like basically I've just been hearing rumblings about that for years and years. Hype man, Last Ronin is having a video game made. Cool.
Oh, see that? I'm all about it. Now, the thing I liked about Ninja Turtles was that to me, I felt as though it was doing the whole multi-universe thing before everybody else
long
was
ago. Yeah, and I loved that. I loved Krang. I loved the Rocket guys. I loved it when the Triceratops guys and the Neutrinos. Remember the cool punk teens and a convertible spaceship car?
The convertible toy, the purple convertible toy was one of the best toys that I ever had. They had actual little rubber wheels, and the wheels would like pop under it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because it could hover. It could hover fast around. Yeah, man.
It was one of my favorite because it looked badass. It looked like a cholo mobile almost. It was cool, cholo, dude. Yeah, dude. Like a lowrider.
Okay, a lowrider. I was trying to. Yeah, okay. Now I get you. Yeah, I'm with you now. Okay.
like a Chicano, like
yeah,
lowrider. But I know they were going for like a 50s vibe,
but similar kind of. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that shit. Transformers and Ninja Turtles may have been my two most cartoon watching. I had more Transformers toys. I had a bunch of Ninja Turtles until there was there have been a couple different purges of my belongings and shit, but there was at one point, post college where I was like, okay, I have boxes of toys. And I actually was able to sell a gigantic lot that was insane. The cost of shipping that, thankfully, but anyway, I shipped somebody a box of 50 pounds of fucking toys on eBay in 2002 or some shit. But I did have a lot of Ninja Turtles at one point, but that shit, yeah. I loved just the mutability of characters and kind of, I love Bebop and Rocksteady, and I love alternate dimensions with, rock guys. There were alternate dimensions with rock guys and Transformers, so, led right into that.
I didn't get too into Transformers, but all my closest friends they're all about Transformers. Shout out to Josh Sonkrent, who'll never watch this. That dude, is Transformer nuts. He's got like, I think, over 12 tattoos on him that's Transformers themed.
That's cool. That's a cool thing to do. Getting tattoos is cool.
Got a couple.
Transformers are cool.
Would you get a Transformer tattoo, Dave?
Would I?
Would you?
I mean, I would. I would get tattoos probably all over me if they didn't cost money. You know, I'm not like, yeah, I don't have any tattoos. Yeah, I have no tattoos, and you know the reason is because like I've had disposable income. Like one time in my life for a period of like about a year, I felt like I was doing okay and could spend money on stuff, and then like yeah, basically, I mean, I suppose I could also like not spend money on toy. If I took the toy budget out of my whole budget, I probably could afford things like tattoos. But you know, what's one or the other when it's basically just, you know, a decoration or a.
Yeah, but like, you know, I
think you need to have that in your budget, but
you gotta do shit for you. You know what I mean? I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They don't remember who they are.
Yeah. And I have found, yeah, I think part of my recent toy collecting thing is part of that. And I really have been doing a lot of discovering of the past, and not to be weird and myself, and I've been going through stuff for a couple of years.
I don't think it's weird to talk about that stuff. I think it's weird that this generation still does the same mistakes as the previous male generation, and in bottling stuff up and not showing vulnerability. I think that's
working on it.
That's the biggest mistakes that our forefathers have done. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, man.
I think it's specifically with men. Like we try to emulate the men before us, and all they're doing is emulating the men before them, and all they're doing is emulating the men before them. And how's shit gonna change?
Yeah.
Number one thing is, you know, how many times did we walk in on our fathers freaking in the garage, you know, like pissed off or being quiet during dinner or standing in the yard for no fucking reason?
Oh man. Yeah.
Wouldn't have been great to hear them talk.
There is a serious there is a phobia of communication in our culture it is so underlying that most people like won't even acknowledge that it's there.
Yep. I think it's super important, especially if we're working on ourselves. If we're working on ourselves and we're trying to heal, like we as much as we want to heal ourselves and do it alone, I think that we have to get around that thought, because in the same way that it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Yeah.
It takes a
village to do every goddamn thing. Yeah.
It takes bonds to heal, my dude.
Strands.
You know what I mean? Because back in the day, and I say in the day, you know, like we're cavemen, you know what I mean? Like if you're hurt, the tribe's hurt. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Like we're gonna fucking stop. We're gonna get you good. You know what I mean? And that's how shit gets by. And the thought process of like, oh, you got hurt and you got left behind. That's not what it was. And there's enough archaeological evidence to show that some of these people had broken legs, broken femurs, broken whatevers, and they were still found with others. Yeah. Meaning that they got injured and it took other people with lack of intelligence, right? Lack of common thought, you know, like recent, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I know what you're saying.
You dig? Maybe yeah. I'm losing my, you know, but
I'm not sure exactly the kind of terminology, but with any kind of modern consensus and not technology, but even the basics of, you know.
So
anyway, but yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. I mean, it would be I would be understating it beyond belief to say that we have lost the plot in so many ways with our culture. I mean, I say it over and over again, but I mean, but this is kind of what I'm trying to do here. This is like why I've been talking to people, not just like as a podcast and not just on Twitch, but like try to, you know, it sounds silly saying trying to go to parties, but I really have been trying to like connect in any way with anyone, because yeah, I don't know. It's repetitive for me to just say that like there's a systemic nature in our culture that is just driving people apart and driving people into isolation more and more. I'm not saying anything new. It's just that's where we are.
In a farm,
I'm saying that I'm opposed to it. Yeah, I love farms.
In a farm, they will take the animals and they will put them in their own separate pens because that's easier to manage the animals.
Sure.
And
here we are.
We as people, we're making it a little bit easier for the farmer because we put ourselves in these pens. We suddenly go, hey,
yeah, I belong in this one. I'm going in here.
I'm right here, guys. Fuck you over that fence. Yeah, I'm an individual.
Those people over on the other side of that fence are different than me, and they're my enemy. And
we're in this pen. They're in that pen.
I'm supposed to be over here. That guy's not. Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's yeah. But it's yeah. Yeah, there's no solution, but yeah, strand, talk to people, try to make connections and bonds, and we're back to like the idea. I feel like the idea of community is like just out the window. And I know we are both, you and I are both very doomery. You and I are both, well, the world's ending, and like, yeah, I just hope people can talk to each other.
This is the thing, though, right? Like, and people say that about me all the time, and while I most of the time agree, I'm not exactly the happiest individual, but I'm the happiest man on the planet. And the reason why is because like I'm that dude who's piloting a boat, who I get on the boat and it's clear skies, but I got everything I fucking need for that storm over there. So if I make it to that island that I'm going to, or I make it to my destination and it's clear fucking skies, awesome.
Yeah.
Great. You know what I mean? Like I do realize the beauty in the world. I realize that love is a powerful thing. I see all the hate. I see all the love too. And what we got to realize is that the hate is always going to be louder than the love, right? Because it's so much easier to complain. It's so much easier to moan. It's so much easier to bark, right? But like to love can be just a quiet thing. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't be. And love should be louder. Like we should be able to, I'm not a religious person at all, but we should be able to say, love thy neighbor. We should be able to we should be able to say, hey man, I love you.
That should be very basic, religious or not. Like,
I want to make sure you're fed. I want to make sure that you're good. I want to make sure that your kid's good. I want to make sure your cat's good. I want to make sure things are going good. Why? Because love you, man. That's
we are in this fucking together. Yeah.
That's it.
Remember Lost on the television?
Yeah.
Yo, thank you for joining me, Mondo.
What?
Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem, man. You're my boy.
We all have a lot of work to do, probably. I'm really trying. I'm really trying to just fucking strand.
We're all trying, and it's we're all fucking trying. You know, like the type of work I do, for those of you who don't know, is I go to people's houses and I take care of their ponds, their koi ponds. I can build their koi ponds and I sell them koi fish. Cool. And the interesting thing about that is I go to some rough neighborhoods and see beauty.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and I go to super beautiful areas and I see absolute disasters.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah. When I was working in construction, holy shit. The weird parallels of places that I saw. The places I seen, man.
What everybody on the internet needs to realize is everything is fucking fake. The amount of times in the past 2 years that I have gone to places, and these are mansions. I can't say where and I can't say who, but I've gone to mansions to take care of their ponds. They got nothing in their house.
Yep.
These people got nothing in their garage.
I've
They're
been to
poor.
those
They're getting
houses.
divorced.
Yep.
They're struggling to maintain keeping a house that is worth $8 million, and they're trying to sell it for $4 million. Like, and it's not woe is them, because I will always say fuck the rich. Like, but I bring this up with the aspect of if you saw them from the road driving by, you think these people are rich, and it's all about keeping face for the Hendersons or whatever that used to be called, and that
the
whole
Joneses or
mindset
whoever.
that our parents and our
Doesn't
grandparents
work,
and
yeah.
their parents did, does not.
Your
fucking
neighbor
work.
is your rival has been an American mindset for
It shouldn't be.
a huge, like, just that is, yeah, that whole, man. Yeah, that's fucked.